Hello students, I hope you are following the lessons that have been forwarded to you. First lesson, a hero, and second one you have learnt about grandma climbs the tree. And now we are taking up the supplementary reading. Now you can open that page number 181, page number 181, supplementary reading, Narayanpur incident. Narayanpur incident by Shashi Deshpande. Now this story goes back to before our independence, pre-independence day. What was the situation in India? A lesson has been selected for that. See now, we have to go back to the year 1942. Underline 1942, that time of the Quit India movement. I hope all of you know this Quit India movement. A teacher in a small town, a follower of Gandhiji, has been arrested. His elder son, 18-year-old Mohan, and his college friends, including Suman, believe in a different form of resistance to the British. His younger son Babu, aged 13, and daughter Manju, 2 years younger, are also keen to participate in the struggle against the British. See, that was the situation. Even the small one, youngest one, were eager to participate in this struggle for freedom. Here you come across a teacher has been arrested. What's the reason? Because he took part in the Quit India movement. Now his son Mohan and his colleagues had a different way of resisting, that is opposing the British. And that has been given in this lesson. Okay, children? Now, are you coming, Manju? Babu asked. And you know already the background. Babu is the second son, 13-year-old, and Manju is the 2 years younger, refers to 11 years. So he is asking her whether she was coming to take part in the agitation or struggle for freedom. Now she is in confusion, so asked, "Coming where?" said Manju. Even as the brother and sister were talking, they heard magical words. So they were discussing this one, and they heard some magical, that means attractive here, words. They are coming, they are coming. So the children expressed that these people are coming. The children, like others, rushed out, heedless of the rain. It was raining heavily, but they did not mind it. Heedless means did not mind. Right, the opposite. Heed, listen to, or mind, or heedless is opposite of it. Policemen now appeared all along the road. Now when the people were coming, they could see the policemen along with them. Some of them walked in front of the students, some by the sides. Okay? But the students marched as if the police did not exist. They behaved as if there were no policemen at all. They did not bother about them. They walked in complete silence. Underline it. They walked in complete silence. There were no slogans, that is sayings, no shouts, just the shuffle of feet, that is movement of the feet, the drip of rain, that is falling of the rain, and then low murmur from watching crowd. The people who were watching, they were also not raising their voice, they were just talking among themselves. These are the points in the first paragraph. And in the second paragraph you will see Babu and Manju looked eagerly for Mohan. Mohan, their brother, no, so they wanted to see him where he was. Yes, there he was, dressed in white pajama and cream color shirt with another boy, both holding aloft a picture of Mahatma Gandhiji here. Can we make out that they were holding the picture of Mahatma Gandhiji? So they could make out them. Their arms must have ached holding it up that way for so long, but their faces were expressionless. They did not express anything in their mind, from their mind. Now the leaders of the procession, Suman was one of them. They saw in excitement had reached the barred gates. That is, gates were there, it was being closed. A police officer, he was the DSP, Deputy Superintendent of Police. Remember, DSP short form. Mohan told them later, came up to them. There was some conversation between him and the students. With the DSP, these boys discussed something because they were not knowing, they were standing very far. The students seemed to be arguing. The rain had lessened now, and the police officer took off his hat and ruffled his hair. That is, hair, no, their way of behavior. Once he laughed, showing all his teeth, but the students remained serious. One of them handed him a piece of paper. He took it without glancing at it and nodded, "That's all." Okay, that is the thing. The students turned their back on him and one of them shouted, "Mahatma Gandhi ki jai." The other shouted back loudly and then they briskly marched back the way they had come. Only that one they uttered, then silently they returned. "Is that all?" Manju asked in disappointment. "What else did you want? A dance? A drama?" Babu asked scornfully. Now he angrily asked, "What do you want?" Wanted someone to dance and make drama. Nevertheless, he understood her feeling and asked Mohan the same question when he returned home. So the same question he asked when Mohan came back. "Why did you go back so quietly? Were you scared of what the police would do?" So he questioned like that. "Were you afraid?" Scared means afraid. Mohan seemed immensely pleased with himself. "Scared? Not in the least. We had planned it this way. We knew they would stop us at the gate. We knew they expected us to protest and be violent, underline. They expected me, the police, expected these people to be protest and be violent. Oh yes, they wanted us to do that so that they could beat us up and haul us away to jail. So they would just arrest them and put in the jail. But we are not prepared to go to jail. Not as yet, anyway. Not until we have given them much more trouble." He said that we want to give them some more trouble, and so we decided we would give them no chance at all. "What was the point then?" Babu asked, while Manju listened earnestly, her chin cupped in her hands. "It's like a declaration of war. We have told them, this is war for us and you are the enemy. You don't start a war without first declaring your intention, do you?" So he asked like that. So we just gave them caution. So after giving the caution, we have now announcing that there will be war between you people because you are our enemies. So this is how children, unless you are Adolf Hitler, Amma, who had been quietly listening to them, said with a small smile. Amma was there, so said, "Wow, Adolf Hitler, no?" he was the person who, without giving any declaration, would attack like that you wanted. So, like that she said, and just we will stop here. Go on, read it, understand the matter, and then we will see you in the next class. Bye bye.